Hi there, everybody. I'm Luca and you're on a culinary journey, and we're at Monadnock Flooring Design Center in our studios here. We have some great guests. We have some great food. The journey is going to be fantastic. We're going to take a journey through food from my restaurant. It's always cool to try some different items from there and teach you how to make them at home. We're going to do shrimp with cilantro, pesto, and tomatoes. We're going to do artichoke hearts, again some grape tomatoes from the garden. And we're going to put that with ravioli in a beautiful cream sauce. And finally, creme brulee. I'm going to show you the easiest creme brulee recipe you've ever seen. I have Marion and Ann with me, and we have great food, and we have everything we need. So what else is there left to say? But your culinary journey starts now. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the culinary journey. Again, I'm Luca, and I have some guests with me today. I have Ann and Marion. How you both doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good. You excited?
Yes, very excited.
Good. We're going to have a lot of food. And hungry?
Yeah.
Good. Well, good thing you didn't want shoes, because this would have been the wrong show. So we're going to make some items from the restaurant. For those of you who don't know, and I got to introduce you as like 4 different names.
I know, 4 different names.
Yeah, but I've seen you since I've come to Keene. You've been almost like at almost every one of my appearances, right?
Yes. I think I'm related.
I think so too. And well, we're going to have a great time today. We're going to see some great food. I'm going to prepare some really quick and easy stuff. I'm using some produce from the garden. We have a couple of gardens that a friend of ours, Piner, gave us, and then John, they gave us some garden stuff. So we got some great stuff to go on today. So you're ready to sit back and relax and enjoy, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's start off with creme brulee. Now, we're going to have our creme brulee last, but we need to make it first because it's going to take a couple hours. You're not going to wait for it that long. We'll wait for it, but we'll have it at the end of the show. And I have the easiest recipe for creme brulee that you'll ever see. It's 4:1:1 ratio, and that's all you need to know. 4:1:1 and 1. And I'll show you what it is. You have 4 parts of heavy cream, 1 part of egg yolk. That's just straight egg yolk. That's you basically, you could use any measurement. If you're going to do 4 cups, you do 1, and you do 4 cups, you do 1 cup. This is just a little bit less. And then 1 part of just sugar, granulated sugar. And then finally, the last one is based on this, I use 1 vanilla bean. Now, depending on how much you like vanilla in your recipe, you could add a little bit more. And then you could add some flavors. But let me show you how we cut the vanilla bean. What I do is I slice it open right through the middle, and then I kind of fold it back, because all the flavor in the vanilla bean is right on the inside. See that right there? That's what you want to get in your vanilla bean. It almost looks like a little bit of ash, almost. And this nice flavor. That's where all the flavor is. Now, vanilla beans are very expensive. You want to try to buy them as fresh as possible. What you could do with the rest of this vanilla bean is take some sugar and then kind of store it separately, and you have a wonderful flavored vanilla sugar. You could also put this in some vodka and have basically a vanilla flavoring, or vanilla vodka, which doesn't go wrong. So I'm going to put this on the side for another time. And now, have either one of you ever made creme brulee?
Never.
No, I don't cook very much.
Okay, that's why you came here today,
That's
right?
why I watch you.
Awesome. Well, creme brulee, there's a lot of different recipes out there for creme brulee, and a lot of them talk about tempering the eggs, tempering the sugar and the milk together. Well, I got to tell you, one day when I was first doing this, I got pretty lazy, and I said, I'm going to just throw everything together and throw it into the thing and see what happens. Well, my recipe pretty much stayed the same since then. It never changed, because you know what? If you beat this quick enough and you incorporate the sugar into the cream with the egg, you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful creme brulee without doing a lot of work. What I'm going to do, let me bring this over here and make it a little easier. I've set up a water bath with a couple of ramekins, and what we're going to do is just get this into each ramekin, like so. We'll save some for later. And if you're adventurous enough, this same mixture makes an amazing ice cream. You have an ice cream maker, that same exact recipe will make an amazing ice cream. In the oven, we're going to put it in 200 degrees, 225-degree oven for about an hour. Then we're going to check them and then put them in for another about a half an hour after that. So that's what we're going to do is get these in the oven. Simple enough. First step. There we go. We won't even have to worry about those. The next item we're going to make, let's get that over there. Next item we want to make is our shrimp cilantro. Now the creme brulee is like something I said, it came from right off our menu and exactly the way we do it at the restaurant. So you can now make it at home. If you enjoy our creme brulee, you're going to absolutely love to make it at home. Our next item is going to be what's called a shrimp cilantro. Now I'm going to make that very quickly and get that started. If I could turn on the pan. There we go. Let's switch this out. Now you ladies like shrimp, right?
Love it.
All right, beautiful. Let's get a couple of ingredients that'll go nicely with that. What we're going to do is sear up these shrimp. I've cleaned them already. I take the tails off. I despise tails. You know, why do you need to peel them off? It's like lobster. Why do you have to go through all that work when you get a lazy man lobster or have someone clean it for you? Find someone in a family that likes to clean the lobster, and then you're all set. So we get a little bit of oil in the pan. And I love shrimp dishes because they're so quick to make. I mean, there's a lot of foods out there which you have to wait. You have to sit there. You have to go, oh, wait. You know, am I going to get this done in time? Or I have all these people over. This is such a quick and easy dish that it's just going to happen in no time. Well, we're going to get our shrimp into our heated pan. We'll just, come on, guys. There you go. You're starting to get a little sizzle. How many do you want each? You want 6, 7? Well, wow. Well, we'll get some for everybody else, too. Awesome. We'll get those sizzling in there. Now, shrimp cooks very, very quickly. What we're going to do is season one side with a little bit of artichoke and salt and pepper. And then we're going to flip them over, and we're going to add some garlic to the pan and all our other flavors.
What's artichoke?
Artichoke, good question. Artichoke is a blend. Here, I'll show you real quick. It's a blend of 13 different spices and herbs that we blend together ourselves. So it's some really nice stuff, including salt. So now you just wait till you get a little pink on that side, right? Just like shrimp, the way you would cook shrimp. And this, again, cooks very quickly. These are not that big, so they'll cook through when we make our sauce. The thing you need to worry about with shrimp is not overcooking them. So we want to make a quick sauce to go along with this, and so they don't overcook. So we'll put a little bit of garlic in there. And then since we seasoned one side, we want to season the other. And we're going to be layering our flavors, just a little bit of layer as we go on. A little white wine to deglaze the pan. Right? A little bit of white wine. Maybe we should get you ladies some white wine. You're thinking, wait, how come there's nothing there for me? I saw that. Let that reduce down, right? We're going to add a little bit of plum tomato to this. And we'll let that cook down. All right. And then this could be done in a lot of different ways. You could do it exactly like I'm doing, or you could just leave it with the tomatoes. You serve it over pasta, right? There you go. This is pretty much done to where we need it to be. It's absolutely perfect. What I like to do is add a little bit of cilantro pesto. Now, you can grow cilantro, and you could have it all year, and you could get it from the store, wherever you get it from. But you know what? You're not going to use it as much as you would, let's say, parsley or some of your other herbs. So a great way to keep cilantro fresh is chop it up. Don't do it super fine, but chop it up, whether in a Robot or Cuisinart or something like that, and just break it down so they're little pieces. Add some olive oil to it, store it in the freezer. You can do that with a lot of your fresh herbs during the whole season. And then when you take it out to use and you put it in your dish, what will happen is it'll just start breaking down into the dish, and it'll almost look like it was freshly chopped because you're not making it super fine or pureed. So we'll just add that in there. Do you get any flavors yet? I get to smell it all.
Oh, I get the smell.
Yeah.
Oh, it
So
smells
that's just
delicious.
basil and olive oil?
It's cilantro and olive oil.
Cilantro.
But you should be able to do that with basil. You can do that with even parsley. So if you have a lot of herbs in your garden, don't throw them all away.
Oh,
Use them up,
amazing.
puree them up, and you could do that. So that's our first and most simple dish. And voila, it is ready. So what we're going to do, and then we'll come back and we got a couple more to do. We have our first dish, which is our cilantro pesto shrimp. Okay, I'm going to save at least one for me. How's that? So, Ann, you do a lot of cooking at home, don't you?
I do, but basic stuff I don't do.
Ann's a wonderful cook.
No, I know
she
she
does very well.
One of the
She
best hams I ever had was at Ann's house. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yes, that
I
was
do.
like 15 years ago.
That's before I knew what a gourmet cook you were.
Oh,
though.
yeah, that's
Probably
before I knew I was a gourmet cook. I'm still not believing it yet, but I'm having fun. That's our first
Ooh,
dish,
that looks
shrimp with
so good.
cilantro. We have another one coming up, a beautiful ravioli dish coming up next. Then we're going to enjoy some creme brulee at the end where we get to burn the top of it with some sugar. Can't go wrong. Hey, don't go away because we have a lot more stuff coming up soon. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Marion and Ann, and we are cooking up a storm. How was the shrimp, ladies?
It was
Delicious.
awesome.
Yeah, and you gave
Very
them all
good.
away. I saw that. You did. No, well, we have our next dish, which is our ravioli. So, if you missed anything we were doing today, first we started with our creme brulee, the simplest recipe you can imagine for creme brulee. Next, we did a shrimp cilantro with some tomatoes and cilantro pesto. And Ann, you're telling me you're going to do that with all your basil now, right?
I am.
And chop it up.
I am.
Yeah, just put it in your Cuisinart or even in a blender too, a little oil. Not too fine because then it becomes a pesto.
Right.
And then when you use it, you could use it anytime you want. And we're going to actually use another pesto with arugula in this one. And what we're going to do first is we're going to get our ravioli in the pan. Let's go, guys. Get in there. And we're going to make a nice ravioli dish to go along with our first course. And using another pesto, so to speak, which is this arugula pesto, which I did the same thing. I took fresh arugula and did the same thing. So we're going to make our sauce for this too. And our sauce is rather simple. We're going to take some artichoke hearts. I love these artichoke hearts. These are ones that are imported from Italy. And if you can find them, a great way to go. If not, you can just get the ones in the brine or in the oil. You want to add them. These come in sunflower oil, safflower oil, actually.
Oh.
And they come with the stems on. And artichokes, when you clean them, if you leave the stem and you peel the stem, this is actually one of the most tender parts of the artichoke. They're phenomenal, yeah. So if you get a chance to do that, if you do your own artichokes or whatever, you can do that. We're just going to chop these down. And we have these hearts of artichokes, artichoke hearts. We'll get that sauteing in first. Talking about stuff from the garden, we have these grape tomatoes from Piner's garden. He brought me over to the set, which is always cool. And these gorgeous grape tomatoes. Clean them off a little bit. I would keep them, if I took them off the plants, I would keep them right in a bowl, right on the kitchen counter, because I'd probably eat them as we were going. You ever do that? Just like pop a grape
Yes.
tomato in your mouth or a
Yes.
cherry tomato in your mouth like these?
Oh, I like those.
And we'll just get these in too. We'll let those cook down a little bit. It's almost a shame to cook such fresh produce, but it's still going to make everything we do taste even that much better. And something like the artichoke hearts, they cost a little bit more to buy, but the better the ingredients that you start with, the better your finished product's going to be. It's just like anything else. So we have our ariosto. Ann, you remember what ariosto is?
13 herbs.
Thank you. Good job.
You're a good teacher, Luca.
I try. We're going to put some garlic in there. We're going to do some white wine like we did before. We'll remove that from the stove, a little bit of white wine. Now, there's something about the deglazing process of wine and tomatoes that bring out even more flavor. You salt the tomatoes a little bit, brings out some moisture as you salt the tomatoes. And the wine itself, the acidity in the wine, the acidity in tomatoes, form this little combination of flavors that just burst. That's why we use a little bit of wine in that dish too. And this is a great dish by itself. It's going to be a nice cream sauce we're making for the ravioli. But what I want to do is add a little lemon juice. For people who've watched my show, have seen me cook, I love working with acidity, again, a little bit like a lemon juice or even a vinegar, because that is going to make everything else taste that much better. It's really going to make it explode. It opens up your taste buds just enough so that way when you go to eat your food, you taste more things. And then we put a little cream. Again, one of the things I like to use a lot is cream, mainly because it brings the dish together and it's going to give this a nice finish to this sauce. So there we go. We have lemon juice, we have grape tomatoes, we have our ravioli. Boy, it doesn't get much easier than this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get these ravioli off the stove. Let's see. How do you do it when you only have one towel? That's how you do it. Ladies, I'm going to be right behind you. Don't go away. Don't disappear. Talk amongst yourselves.
I was just thinking, it's too bad people can't smell this.
Well, we do have smell-o-vision
Smells
now. We actually have that
delicious.
available. There we go. I'm going to let those drain. I like buying ravioli. If you're going to, of course, making your own would be fun, and we've done shows on that too. But if you have a bigger family, or if you're not going to be able to make your own all the time, buying good quality ravioli, once again, going back to that, if you spend a little bit more, it's actually going to be worth it in the long run.
I was going to ask you if you bought that. Yeah.
These I bought. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and they're really nice cheese ravioli. They're wonderful flavor. They just go great with what we're going to be making right here. The only thing I need, speaking of cheese, some grated cheese. We'll worry about that later. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our plates ready. Now we're doing a little bit of arugula, right, on the arugula pesto, but I want to put some fresh arugula. And someone's going to hand you some grated cheese. You want to grab that from them?
Sure.
Look at that.
Thank you.
If everybody had somebody like that in their kitchen, you go,
I know.
I just wish I had, and it just shows up.
I just wish I had somebody to clean up after me.
Yeah,
That
well,
would be nice.
I have that too. It's so awesome. This is why I'm not allowed to cook at home.
I would cook if I can.
I know.
I'm not allowed to do that at home because I think someone's going to clean up for me, and she doesn't. She tells me that all the time. All right, so we're going to let that reduce down. Now, what it looked like, it was really watery, right, when I put the cream in there?
Yeah.
But look how it's kind of coming together. It's getting a nice finish to the sauce. And we're just going to give this a little taste to make sure it's all set. And part of the fun part about being in a kitchen is actually tasting all your food as you're doing it. Anytime I make burgers, I always have one or two before I bring the rest over to everybody. Stuff. And then I have one when I sit down. It takes a lot to keep this figure going. So anyway, so we got our ravioli that just drained, and we're going to toss them right into the sauce. Now, how quick was that, though?
Very quick.
This is the extent of what it's going to take us to make this sauce. Now, you'll notice I talked about the arugula pesto, and that's the one thing we put in last. Now, if you put in your pestos whether it's basil, whether it's arugula, or any of your greens, if you put it in too early while the sauce is kind of reducing, what's going to happen, it's going to get really gray because all the green's going to cook out. But if you put it in now, put a good amount in there, and we'll shut that off, and just kind of toss it around with the sauce off. You're going to get this bright, vibrant green color.
That's pretty.
And the arugula pesto has this little bittery pepperiness to it that's going to go along with the acidity and the sweetness of the tomatoes, the lemon juice. I mean, it's just going to be incredible as far as flavors go. And this is for people who know the restaurant. We serve it at the restaurant all the time. It's one of the favorites there.
You make it look so easy.
Oh, it is
doesn't it?
easy.
Oh.
The way I look at it is if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Oh, I
It's
don't
that-
think so.
And we just put that on there. So basically, it's a vegetarian's, paradise right here. We have
Oh, yeah,
all
with
these
the cheese.
vegetables.
Yeah.
We have cheese, and we have everything you need. And you just have so much flavor. Now, like I said, by itself, without the lemon juice, it would be a wonderful sauce. But with the lemon juice, it's an incredible sauce. So ladies, we're down 2 items. And you know what we have cooking in the oven, right? Crème brulee for dessert. Yeah. So
Thank
you're very welcome.
Oh, it's so
Thank
pretty.
you.
It
we
looks
have a
so
ravioli.
pretty.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
beautiful.
it too. It's
Looks like
beautiful.
Christmas. It'd be a nice Christmas dish. With
What
a
a great idea. Guess what I'm serving at Christmas this year? We got the ravioli going on, and we have some great flavors coming up, and we have creme brulee next. So we'll see you in a culinary minute. Hey everybody, welcome back, and we're going to finish up our culinary journey actually the way we started it, which was making creme brulee, and now we're going to enjoy creme brulee. It's a tough life, isn't it?
Yummy.
Oh,
So we-
really? Oh.
We're going to be finishing up our creme brulee, which we had in the oven. It takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it needs some cooling time. So we've actually let this cool. The water bath helps helps you not make, let's just say, sweet scrambled eggs. Yeah, we don't want to make those because we had the egg yolk, we had the cream, we had the vanilla, and we had the sugar. So once we mix that all up, if you let this cook,
Excuse me.
No worries. I do that all the time on here. Once we take all those flavors together, if you let them directly get into the heat without a water bath to kind of comfort it and keep it nice and nice. I have all these technical terms, let me tell you.
Nice and
nice.
So what you do, the water bath helps it out, so then you can cook it and not really worry about overdoing it. Now the one thing about creme brulee, this is the creme, the brulee is the burning or the caramelizing of the sugar. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of white sugar, granulated white sugar, just very simple. You could use light brown sugar, you could use white sugar, whichever you like, whichever doesn't burn as much, and just a thin layer. All right? If you like thicker layers, that's great. What happens if you put too much is that we'll creme brulee we'll brulee the top part, and then the bottom part it'll still be all sugar and granulated. We don't want to do that. Now, if I do this right, this is always the part where you always think, well, let's see, it's seeing if you know how to turn this on. That's the key. All right. There we go. It's easy for you to do. All right, there we go. So what I'm just going to do is keep the flame on here and keep turning. See that? Until I get this nice caramelized sugar right there. And we just let it finish. Whatever you do, do not touch that sugar. You ever do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, caramelizing sugar.
Yeah.
No fun. So it takes a couple of times before you get it to where get a little caramelization on both sides, and voila. Now there's a couple of schools of thought when it comes to creme brulee. Some people like it warm on the inside. Some people like it cold on the inside. I like mine at room temperature to cool, and then the top is the warm part. So ladies, this is your final dish, and this ends the day for us.
Thank you.
It's nice and easy,
So
right?
nice.
Creme brulee, not a bad way to spend part of a day, huh?
It's
Wonderful.
wonderful.
It's been great, Luca. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Well, it's our pleasure, my pleasure.
We'll
And
come every day.
you got it. I guess I'll be filming a lot more of these.
And for Christmas.
And for Christmas, for ravioli. That is our culinary journey today. You know, I hope you had a great time. We had a blast today, and we'll see you next time on a culinary journey. Until then, enjoy the experience.
It's been very nice.
Thanks,
Thank
Luca.
you.
Awesome.
Thank you.